it's not native to the rock that's around you all. The ground is intermittently dispersed with cooling pools of lava. It seems like there was an eruption here recently. The tallest and the most well-together building rises up before you, several spires sticking out of it. Its entrance open, its doors fallen inward, and its interior dark. Cannot see much within.
What are statues of angels doing here? Chad says as he touches one of the statues, curiously.
Yeah, would we know anything about
Not
what
really.
they're doing there?
This is strange. Of course, you are new to hell, so maybe this is common. Who knows?
Well, beyond the ruins, do we see anything that maybe looks like a city? Maybe a bronze one?
More horrible, wretched, torn up, dry landscape covered in fire and ash and soot, and you actually notice something. Give me a perception roll to sort of see how much of this you discern.
All of us, or?
Anyone who's looking.
Yeah, I guess I'd be looking around because I'm curious at this place.
Yeah, sure.
Whoops.
Gran, you're just staring at the ground.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, skulls.
Anyone who's looking, pretty much. Nettle, Javrath, Chad. You three all see in the distance what appears to be a dragon flying over an active volcano, spewing out fire. Another dragon would rise from the top of this volcano, attack it, and the two would tumble, clawing and biting at each other into the fire, into this active volcano.
Dragons go to hell too.
Of course they go to hell. They murder
But all
thousands.
dogs go to heaven. All dragons do too.
Well, I suppose we're gonna avoid that area, right? Chad says as he points.
Yeah, I would not like to go there.
Z, would you give me a perception check, please?
Yeah. I forgot it was Z for a second. It's fine. Yeah, that's about right.
Sure. Z, you thought you heard something, but must have just been the wind.
It's rattling through my skull.
It's just us, right? There are no other stray souls walking about.
Ah, Chad, okay. So give me a perception check.
Okay.
Well, you have a 4 in
Since you're
perception.
looking.
Get it, boy.
That's enough, yeah. I was looking for a 10. Yeah. Around you all are about 10, maybe 12 souls that have been trying to stay away from you, trying to hide a little bit, but they're all from the river. They're the people that you were talking to earlier. They look afraid, they look exhausted, the blood on them has coagulated and dried, so it's sort of covering up, keeping them covered in just dry blood, scabs, basically. Yeah, they seem to be just traveling with you guys because you look like you know where you're going.
That's our secret, Captain. We don't.
Chad looks over at Jebrath and says, probably not going to be able to defend them if something happens.
Yes, I suppose not.
I wouldn't worry about them too much, I guess. Just keep moving forward.
If
I
we
only
got to
defend
this,
the little one.
if we got to the city, they probably wouldn't be let in either. They don't have a special little thing.
Onk!
Onk.
Well
Yes.
pronounced. Good job.
Yeah, I guess. Can I poke around the ruins just to see if there's any
Sure.
I pull back a door and oh look, there's a portal to the Bronze Citadel the whole time.
Yes. Because I am the most laziest of DMs.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm not gonna touch anything,
No,
but just
totally.
kind of poke my head and
Okay.
kind of
So,
bust it out.
you wander into the largest building, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just whatever's like closest and.
Immediately, you would see within the dark interior of this place that the earth here has been cracked in half. It is a huge gash in the earth, almost splitting the building in two. It is barely together in here. The place has been stripped and scavenged. Everything is torn apart. As you look about and as you search, give me an investigation check first off, and anyone who's following her, give me one as well.
Alright.
Yeah, let's all go, gang. I'm scared to be alone.
Yeah! Minus fucking 2!
So if you guys haven't caught on, he's fucking stupid.
Are we doing crit skills or?
Z, we do. I do.
Okay.
I enjoy
It's
rewarding
fun.
crits. So we'll say Z, you're the one to come across the most interesting thing in here, I suppose. So you're wandering through, and all of you did reasonably well. So I will say that all of you found similar things. You found an old library, a sunken kitchen, several bedrooms hanging precariously over the main crack through the center of this place, all stripped of their finery. An armory containing rusted old armor and barely more than dust for swords, and the remains of a small camp near the crack. Now, Z, you're on a balcony over the main sort of hall where this crack is. The crack itself is like 50 feet wide, hundreds of feet deep. Just goes into the earth. And Z, you find a painting hanging over everything on this balcony. You find this painting.
She's sexy.
Indeed. It is a woman with blood-red wings, pale skin, and jet-black eyes with no whites. She holds a spiky scales of justice in one hand, a blade in the other, and there's the sort of a coiled metal serpent around her wrist.
Big mood.
Would I know any significance to this painting?
No, you would not.
No.
You have no idea who this is.
What happens if I just pick the painting up?
It is about
Adventure.
It is about 7 foot by 4 foot or 5 foot.
So maybe not.
It slowly tips towards you and rests against your skull. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
tall person.
Okay. I'm really carefully, like, as it's balanced on my skull, back towards where I last saw Nettle.
Nettle's in
And it's
the
kind of like,
Nettle. Where are you? Tell me.
I think I'd be in the library.
Sure.
That's sort of how I was raised. So
Many
I'd
of
be
the
interested
books.
in books.
Many of the
Yes.
books, Nettle, have turned to ash. You found a few that haven't, and you were just now inspecting them when your companion Z walks through the door, the arch, rather, holding what appears to be a painting.
The heck is that?
I
Oh,
don't.
did you find a toy?
She was pretty. I don't know if it, but she was up on the balcony where the rift is in the ruins. And I don't know. She looks important, so I thought maybe you would know something.
Do I know anything looking at it? I doubt it.
No, you don't know who this is.
Maybe you should ask Gren. Perhaps he'd know.
Oh, I
Gren
didn't
would
think
be
about
looking
it.
at the camp.
Sure. Graham,
Wherever he is.
Is it like just a hallway? Like, is the camp like a hallway down or something?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
by the crack.
So yeah, I would
With
be
the
like,
fishing.
Gren, can you come here for a second? Just a second.
He sighs very deeply. And then he'll follow the voice.
Alright. You come in and you see Z holding this painting.
It's like, isn't it a little too big to steal?
Finally seeing the painting, Chad pushes up his hat and whistles.
First of all, nothing's too big to steal. Second of all, I just wanted somebody to look at it.
Do you know who
I'll
this
take a
lady
look. I will look.
You do not know.
Oh, I thought you meant he does not look, and I was like,
Right.
Can I can I inspect it? Like, is there any writing on it? Or
Sure,
like a
you
plaque?
can do a quick little inspection. You sort of look over it, and you get in close. I'm not going to require a roll or anything.
Okay.
And you peer over it, and you start reading sort of the words around her banner. And you have actually seen those words before, and they're incomplete here just because of the nature of the painting. But they say something along the lines of serve in heaven or rule in hell.
oh, big mood.
I don't recognize this person. This banner thing says something along the lines of serve in heaven or rule in hell.
Now that you mention it, she does sort of look like an angel, albeit more demonic.
She could be a Duchess of Hell or something.
The snake bracelet that she has. Do I have any idea? It's snakes.
So as you examine that, I want you to give me a quick history or insight check. I'll allow either. Or religion, actually. All three are fine.
Hey, has anybody seen Jevrath?
I'm still here.
Okay. There you are.
Yeah.
Right. You do recognize that bracelet. That is a symbol or a sort of a... It is a serpent of Set.
That's my girl. We gotta find her.
Now, Set, not Seth.
Still my girl. I gotta find her. Just for different reasons now.
They
Yeah,
really
I'll
shouldn't
point
have
to
named
her.
them the same thing, pretty much. It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I'll like squint at it, and I'll just kind of like lean over to the group and say, if we see this woman, you should be very careful of her.
If you say so.
What's that?
She has a bracelet to a god who is not Seth,
Oh.
and therefore the worst.
By the way, is she holding a scale in her other hand?
Yes. It seems to be a scale of justice, however, somewhat bastardized or corrupted to have spikes and dangling chains and all that cool stuff.
Big mood.
So do you plan to carry that with you, Z, as we go to the Breast Citadel? Or whatever it's called.
I mean, I could, but then I couldn't defend her, and it might get messy. But if you want me to...
Nah, I'm just saying you probably shouldn't take it then.
and he just, like... You know when you're in a grocery store and you're like...
And your mom, you
I
put
picked
something in
this
the
up.
cart, and your mom's like, no.
Well, you pick it up, and then, like, a couple aisles later, you're like... This, and so you like try to hide it in your new aisle. So he goes over to one of the shelves in the library, and like there's like a little like slit in between the two shelves, and he's like, "I'll just slide this in here."
Nettle, did you find any interesting books here?
Did I?
You did. You found a few. Most of the books here have been reduced to ash long ago. In fact, anything that's not wood on the first floor has been pretty much vaporized by now. But you dig through, and you have found a few tomes. Mostly, you find they are about law written in infernal. But you do find a few in a language